I'm Michael Stoltz, here with UNF. Today, in 2012, our topic is nature photography. Today's goal is for you to understand the hobby of photography and appreciate nature itself through photography. Okay, photography itself, it's always been interesting. Since I was growing up, I always had a camera. I was never very good though. My pictures were always blurry when I printed them. And I remember I was always thinking, how can I get them to be as clear as National Geographic? So growing up, when I got to high school, I joined photography club. And they gave me a free camera. So I was always taking pictures. And when I printed them out, they were so blurry. How can I avoid that and make it like the newspaper? Well, the secret is having a good camera. Well, I don't have that, so whatever. Then all the way through college, I was working full-time, so I decided I love nature, and I really want to be able to take pictures of what happened and capture that to look back on. So I decided to save my money and invest. So I looked at some different resources and I drove all around and finally decided on one. So I had the money ready. I was so excited. When I went and bought it, I was just so excited. It was like a new toy for myself. So I was playing with it, and I was reading the manual on like what to do and how to use it, and it was so fascinating. So I went out into the nature, and everything was just pretty blurry. But there were some different things you needed to adjust, how to better use it. I remember, it's funny, when I look at some pictures when I first started, they were alright, and fast forward to now, they're so much better. But there's 5 years between those. So lots of experimenting. Alright, so now I want to dive into photography, how to get better, and you gotta go around. So I went around to different national parks, and I tried taking pictures of the birds like flying in midair. So I was taking just so many pictures. They're flying all over, and it was a struggle. So I went to Barnes & Noble, the bookstore, and I found their nature section, their photography section, and I found a book on nature. And it said the secret was patience and know your area. If the birds are just flying all over the place, you gotta have patience. You just stay in one spot, and if you don't get anything, it's fine. You can come back again. But you just have to sit there, and you have to be patient. You can't make any noise because you'll scare the birds off. So you just sit there, right? And you can't just set your camera next to you, because when a bird shows up quick, you'll panic and you'll miss it. So you have to sit ready with your camera. And when a bird flies by, like an osprey. So the bird flies by and it starts to dive into the water to catch a fish. So I grab my camera and I take a bunch of shots, maybe 30 shots. And the fish was heavy. You could tell the bird was just struggling to carry it. It was flying close to the water, and then it took off. So I was waiting. I missed it, so I just was waiting some more, maybe 2 hours. Then I decided to go home. I was disappointed because I had one good picture out of like 30. And I had cut off his legs because I was just way too low. So it's a skill. You gotta be quick. If you get one picture, it's fine. So I read that newspaper again, and it said you can't expect all your pictures to be good. Maybe 1 out of 100 will be good. But you gotta go, be patient, take a lot of pictures, maybe 3, 4, 500. And it's a lot of waiting, maybe 2, 3, 4 hours. So I was reading and it just said you can't expect that. You should meet with different photographers and kind of look at what they do. Ugh. I tried to show them, but they just kept talking to me. I was just standing there with my camera, staring at them. But it's alright, I got a long way to go. They make it look easy, but I made a list, and it's a lot of experimenting. Figure out, what do you have? But I can't communicate with them because I'm deaf, so I just made some notes. Then I went home and I did some research. Oh, that's the secret. I've been doing this a long time, maybe 5 years, and I love nature photography. I want to share pictures of what I see, and I want to keep it so that I can look at it. It's like my escape, my reason to escape, My everyday life is so busy, so it's my way to just go and sit for a few hours by myself. So I have maybe a total of 43,000 pictures on my computer. Yeah, it's a lot, but I have some albums too. They're pretty heavy. But I like to look back. And so I develop a library, like on my computer, where I can just group the different pictures together. Maybe birds in the air, one group of birds on a line, maybe mammals or land and sea, and have just water, the ocean, different categories. Just some of them I print out, and I'll make a photo album. And so many pictures, I just like to print them out and share them with everybody. Plus, maybe after plus I have an office at UNF,